set my heart afire.
Hi ho ho, it's ShellSp0nge, welcome back to another video. Today we are watching Ziggy Bravo, or as we know him as, Ziggy-Does-Tanks. He does stream on Twitch, and does occasional YouTube videos and shorts as well. Today Ziggy is playing on the AMX, in the AMX 1357F. This is the grand final version, which has the special unique Wargaming League skin, wargamingleague.net. And today he is playing on the map Outpost. He is in a 10v10 game, and this is one of two replays that I'll be featuring today with Ziggy being in the AMX 1357. So Ziggy starts off to sit back here in this house at C1, and he does creep up a little bit to spot out the heavy line, which is an odd position for a light tank to go in, but it is what it is. Ziggy does Ziggy. So Ziggy has a full gold loadout, and these gold shells have an average damage of 90 HP and has 195mm of penetration per shot. Now Ziggy does spot out the T29 there, and quickly gets into cover as he gets spotted. He does not want to get shot by that T29. So now Ziggy's just going to sit here for a little bit. King Tiger comes out, or gets spotted. He's up on the top there. Ziggy notices it. He turns to start trying to run away, but then runs into the Tiger 1. Tiger 1 shoots as the King Tiger also shoots him as well. Ziggy turns, auto aims, and takes a shot from the King Tiger. Fires 3 shells, all bounce, and puts an extra 2 in. Those two penetrate. He disengages the auto aim, fires almost the rest of his clip, but unfortunately only managed to paint him twice there, which puts his total up to 179 damage and his HP down to 411 out of 890. So this tank does not have much HP at all. And it does have not many shells, so keep that in mind. This tank also has an 8 shells in its clip, and it has a 1 second entry clip between each shell. It does see the SU-100 there. He's trying to get a shot. Does he get a shot? It goes dark, but it gets lit. Can see, or gets 1 in, gets 2 in, misses the 3rd, misses the 4th as the SU-100 gets back into cover. So the team scores 1-1 so far, but Ziggy's team is 1000 HP down to the enemy team. Ziggy's now reloading that clip. He's heading in towards the middle. Still on 411 damage, and he has done 354 damage now himself. The T71DA is now in the middle, which Ziggy notices and looks like he's going to rush in. He's going to auto aim, gun's a little too high, gets down, sets him on fire, and unloads this fast firing gun and kills the rest of that T71DA. So that's Ziggy's first kill, and that brings his damage total up to 934. Ziggy's still got 3 shells in his clip. Does he reload here? I'd go for a reload, as this tank does reload quite quickly. Apparently the Tiger 1 calls the team morons. Now Hercules is doing nothing back there, and he's going to report. Yeah, anyway, we won't go there. Ziggy's clip's now almost reloaded. Auto aims on AMX 1375, gets 1 in before it runs into cover. T29 pokes out, and Ziggy does get spotted, but he doesn't manage to get a shot on that T29. So Ziggy now moves into another position to try and get an extra shot in. Can he get a shot in here? Looking at the T29. Oh, I so thought he was going to come around that corner then too, but he didn't. Still looking, he's hoping to get a shot here on the T on it, but it doesn't. Looks like it doesn't really want to. No, whoop, there's the AMX 1375. Auto aims, fires once, fires twice, but misses, fires 3 times, but misses both times, and manages to pen it 3 times. Now, as for those that don't know Ziggy has a bit of an issue with his hand, so he forgets to move it sometimes to keep it looking at the tank. That's why the auto aim, and that's why you can see that he's still doing the damage without looking at the tanks. He was auto aimed on it. At this point, Ziggy is now up to, I was going to say 1200 damage, as he puts a few shells into the T-29 before it gets into cover, takes a shot from the artillery, does 70 damage and stuns him a little bit. Now Ziggy's damage is up to 1497 as he puts the rest of his clip into the T-29, but unfortunately does manage to kill it, leaves him on 29 HP, and Ziggy's HP is now also down to 341 as he did take a shot from the artillery before, like I mentioned. The team scores at this point is now 3-6 to the enemy team, and they are still about 1000 damage down. A hero here does manage to spot out the Cromwell, puts one in, bounces the third, bounces the fourth, bounces the fifth, and the rest of his shells does manage to penetrate there, brings his total up to 1973 damage. Still auto aimed on this Cromwell, but he's going to run away as he's reloading this clip, because he does not want to take an extra shot from that Cromwell. And his clip is now loaded, and this clip has 8 shells in it, like I mentioned before. The team score is now 4-6. Ooh, barely misses the artillery shell. Ziggy saw where that come from. Now he's going to head towards the artillery and take him out. Because why not? Who would say no to a free artillery shell kill, right? Alright, so Ziggy's now down to 16 shells. It's going to be interesting if he can actually finish this game with shells in his tank or not. Puts 1 in, puts 2 in, puts 3 in. I think he missed 1 there. So because he had 3 shells left in his clip, and manages to kill the entirety of the Su-8 Tier 7 Russian artillery. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So Ziggy now has 2 kills. Team score is 5-6. Still about 1000 damage down. Ziggy now has also done 2273 damage, and he's now, for some reason, doing backwards and forwards motions in this bush. I'm guessing he's trying to spot out the Cromwell, or I don't know what he's thinking at this point. Whoop, the Cromwell does sneak up behind Ziggy here. Does he realise he does? He's moving. Takes 1 shot from him, 78 damage. Hits his turret, so the turret's a little bit slower. Takes a 2nd shot from the Cromwell. Ziggy auto aimed on it, puts 1 in, fires but misses on the 2nd. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and kills the Cromwell. Very lucky to survive that engagement. At this point, Ziggy now has 4 shells left, and he has also now done 2724 damage. That Cromwell was his 3rd kill of the game. His team is now winning 8-6. That was a big turnaround. I don't know where the rest of the kills come from. So the enemy team is now currently capping. So that would be the SMV CC56, as we can see down there in the minimap. Last spotted on the cap, and he's also backed up by the SU-100. Now, as I mentioned before, Ziggy only has 4 shells left. So let's see if Ziggy can actually do something with these 4 shells. Shells. I think I said that right. So the AMX 1375 goes down to the SU-100, as the rest of the team is pretty much 1 to 2 shot for both these tanks. Ziggy sees the SMV that's on the cap, auto aims, bounces once, 1 goes in, misses the 3rd, and the 4th bounces. So only gets 1 extra penetrating shot in here. Now Ziggy now has 0 shells left in his tank. He says there in chat, by hitting the F8 button, ammunition is empty, so all Ziggy can do here is either hide or try and keep the enemy team lit. The SU-100 does manage to go down, and all that's left is the SMV, which is still on cap. At this point, Ziggy still has the damaged turret. I would have repaired that almost instantly. I don't think he realised that he still had that damaged turret, but anyway, it is what it is. I guess he doesn't really need it at this point because he's got no shells left to fire at the SMV, which is still trying to cap, and he just goes down to the Jackson. So, that's game number 1. Let's head over to game number 2. Alrighty, here we are on game number So this game, as we can see, Ziggy was on Eurovenka, and he's in a full game, 15 versus 15. So again, just full premium shell loadout, just no problem. Honestly, I probably would do the same thing just to make sure you can pen every shot with this. As this thing, as I mentioned in the previous video, only has 100 previous replays. This thing only has 195 millimeters of penetration into premium shells. But he goes up into the middle, into the bush. He manages to spot us out the VK3001P. Holds his fire, he doesn't shoot. He's got better patience than I do. I'd probably shoot there, to be honest. Shoot, move forward, pull back into that bush, but most of the times that does get me killed. Watching this VK as it goes across, he presses his T key to indicate to the team that, you know, anyone going to shoot this tank? I want someone to shoot it. I want the assistant damage. He's trying to find a shot on the VK2801 there, but doesn't manage to find it. Looks back at the VK, can't see it. Oh, is there a shot on that on the boogie? Boogie does take a hit from someone, but Ziggy unfortunately can't find a shot there. The MT25 that's next to him is shooting at something, God knows what. I would like to know what. What's interesting is we've actually got 2 heavy tanks here in the city. I don't know if that's a new strategy or not, but we'll have to see how that plays out. I'm actually curious about that one. I always seem to personally go down the 1-2 line in the heavy tanks, especially now that they've got all high and low grounds through there now. Yeah, I feel like Ziggy could be a little bit more passive here. I'd probably maybe circle back around and try and get some spots in these bushes here or something like that. And while I'm talking, Ziggy does manages to get the shot onto the VK2001 and takes that kill, and also finishes the rest of his clip onto the VK3001P. It would show me to, you know, get highly distracted on what I would do instead of watching Ziggy's amazing gameplay. As he just reloads his clip, he moves forwards to try and see if there's anything else back here. What he does, he spots the Super Hellcat. There's just taken some damage to someone. There's another Hellcat there, the standard Hellcat. Auto aims, fires 3 times, misses, gets 1 shot into it. It's got 4 shells left in the clips. Fires once, fires twice, manages to hit. 3rd time hits, 4th time hits and kills the tank. Also gets some spotting assistance on that Hellcat too. Ziggy's current total damage is now up to 948 damage, and he's got 110 assistance. He's still got all of his HP, and his team is up 5-3 on kills, and he's also up on damage by about 200 damage. The ShellSp0nge says to Ziggy that he's willing to help you. As Ziggy's moving up, he spots the artillery, fires once, twice, someone else fires 3 times, but someone else has already got the kill. He's looking at the Birthday Adventure going, I definitely would like to kill that tank, but I don't think he can see where it is. It might be, I think it might be in the ditch over in that corner. I think there's this big of a ditch in there. Anyway, Ziggy's team has now just lost 2 tanks, which brings the game total up to 7-5. As I was saying that, as the managed to bring back a kill. He fires a couple shells at the KV3, manages to pen once. Ziggy now has 2 kills, and now has also 1224 damage and 192 assistance. Spots the Scorpion, fires once, fires twice, misses, 3 times hits, 4 times hit. Now looks at the KV3 and fires the rest of his clip in there and manages to get 3 out of 4 shells into that tank. That brings his total up to 1,774 damage and 192 assistance. Team score is now 8-5 and up about 4,000 HP. Fires once, fires twice. Well, he's going to fire blind. Is he going to fire? He's going to fire the rest of his clip into that KV3. Geez, that's a ballsy move. As I said in the last replay, is this tank doesn't carry many shells, so I see that Ziggy likes to completely empty this tank. Reloads, come on, he's going on there, reload, I would like to try and get this kill on this Scorpion. Just see the turret, gets 1, gets 2, takes the kill. That's Ziggy's 3rd kill. He's got, what's that, 5 shots, 6 shots left in his clip. Artillery comes back up. He fires once, twice, 3 times, sets him on fire and gets the kill. Got 2 shells left in the clip, which fires at the KV-3 and pens both of them. Now he's on a bit of a reload, but that's not too bad because I think this reload's like 13 seconds or something like that. You can get it down to. Now after killing the Bert the Avenger, that was Ziggy's 4th kill, and that brings Ziggy's damage up to 2,505. Still 192 assistance. Fires once, fires twice at the KV-3, 3 times, 4 times, and does he kill him here with his? Yes, he does. He kills him there with his 5th shell. That's Ziggy's 5th kill. One more kill for a Top Gun, but unfortunately he doesn't get it. Alrighty, that's the replays. Let's over to post-game results. Now, on game number 1, and this was on Outpost, Ziggy manages to get the 2nd class for that. He gets the Bruiser Medal, Duelist, and Fire for Effect. He does 2,816 damage, which is on the top of his team. And he also has 1,253 base experience. He fired 56 shells, which is all of his tank capacity. 41 hits, 31 pens. As I said before, 2,816 damage, a little bit at range, but most of it was up close and personal. 0 assistance. Where's assistance? Yeah, 0 assistance, but looks of it. I could be blind here. Oh yeah, there it is. Player resistance 0. So unfortunately, he does take a loss on that game to his 79,394 damage after firing all that gold and having food and premium consumables there. Alright, game number 2. This is on Miravenka. So on this game, he manages to get 2nd class once again. He gets the Bruiser, Arsonist for setting the tank on fire, Fighter, Fire for Effect, and the High Caliber for the 3,366 damage he manages to get there. 5 kills, 1 off from a Top Gun, and manages to get 1,234 base experience. He fired 50 shells, 44 hit, 38 penned. 3,366 damage, as I said before. None of that at more than 300 meters, so he's nice up and close and personal throughout the entirety of that game. Gets a little bit of assistance on this one at 192. And again, he takes a loss after tax. He pays 36,720 after firing all the premium shells and again food and consumables that he used. Alrighty everyone, thanks for watching. That's Ziggy-Does-Tanks and played really well. So make sure you check him out on Twitch and check him out on YouTube. I'll leave his links down in the description. Once again, thank you everyone for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and please comment down below. I very much would like to read some comments, and check out my social media tab. So I've got Facebook, I've got Instagram. I do have Twitch, but I hardly stream now, but I am planning to stream other games in the future as well. Alrighty, that's me. Peace out.